Wild 94.1.
I understand therapy.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Dr. Nick. All right, it's Therapy Thursday. That means we are here for service of you. We want to help you out. All you got to do is hit us 888-429-0941 and give us a question. We'll shoot you straight. We'll try and be kind, but sometimes it hurts. And then that's when we hit in. It's in the killer.
Davi.
Tell you about yourself.
Right.
I mean, Davi's very unapologetic about that kind of stuff. All right, Dr. Davi, Meredith MD, Orlando BGYN. We're here for you. 60-second sessions on the clock. What we got?
I got one for you, Orlando.
What is that?
I am a 62-year-old widowed woman. My husband and I were happily married for 43 years, and then he lost his life to pancreatic cancer. We had a lovely life and a wonderful family, 4 beautiful children who all grew up and moved away. After my husband passed, I decided to retire to Florida, which was my dream, and I started dating a much younger man and having a romantic fling. He's 35, and oh my adult kids are acting like I've lost my damn mind, and they keep trying to interfere with my romantic life. This young man and I have what you might call an arrangement, and it just suits me just fine. I can live my retired life with a bit of sweet tail on the side, but my kids need to mind their own business.
Did she say sweet tail?
She did say that. How do I handle my kids and make sure that they mind their own business?
That's that 62 coming out of her.
Listen, you might be grown, Linda. Listen,
Linda,
you don't say sweet tail to your kids ever. I don't care how old your kids are. They don't want to know about you getting anything sweet. First of all, you are a grown woman and you deserve to have your itches scratched. I'm just going to be honest with you. If this man is scratching your itches that you need, get him scratched. But the family members are looking out for you because they don't want you to be taken advantage of. They don't want some dude sliding in your wheel and then mess around and scratch you too hard, and then you hit your head, and then he get all of the lands and acres.
Break your hip.
So so they looking out for you because they ain't concerned with your itch. Your itch is your problem. So get it scratched. That has nothing to do with them. So leave them away from that. And don't let them comment on it. But let them protect you. Let them be aware of where you are. Let them be aware of any moves. Don't be pillow talking your way into no signing no paperwork or promising them anything that's going to affect your family. Your family's your family, and your fun is your fun. Keep them separate.
It's hard to do.
Keep them separate, girl.
I'd be all up in my mom's business.
But you know what? Keep them
that.
feet to Jesus, girl. That'll keep you young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a little.
It feels good at the time, right?
A little bit of something right there. All right, let's see here. We got somebody on the line. Diana is on the line. Diana, hey, how you doing this morning?
Hi, good morning.
You got a question for Dr. Davi? He is here.
I do. Okay, so I'll make the question short.
Okay.
Basically. Okay, so basically 25. I just moved into my own house. I got my own career and everything going on. Basically I've been messing with this dude. Well, I haven't been messing. I've been in a relationship with this dude for over 2 years and a half. We've lost, two kind of two babies. We've had 2 miscarriages. So finally he's getting his shit together. But
Okay, all right.
Don't cuss. Don't
No,
cuss.
you can't cuss. No, don't cuss.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
So he's getting his stuff together, basically. But I kind of still feel alone. In the past, he's kind of cheated. And so we've kind of not resolved it, but I've kind of pushed it, swept it under the rug kind of type thing. But basically, I'm at a point in my life where I'm 25. I'm not with the crap no more.
So what's the question? What's the question that you want to ask him?
Oh man.
Oh, we lost her. She hung up.
Right before the question.
You know the backstory. What advice would you give her?
It sounds like she's kind of falling out of love with this guy. He hasn't really been able to kind of keep up with her, not just as far as financially and work-wise, but it sounds like he's not reciprocating the same energy that she was given. I feel like with the cheating and the losing a couple babies. They've been on such an emotional roller coaster. I think it might be good for her to start over with a clean slate. You can kind of hear it in her voice. She's tired of it. She sounds like she's over it. She didn't really sound overly in love with this guy. And I just, from the brief little conversation that we had, I think it's time for her to slowly just think about herself and not so much us. Us hasn't really been working out for her, and us doesn't seem to really be making her happy.
Well, he seems to be the selfish one anyway.
I mean, cheating is one thing, but he also, like when she described it and said, we've been like kicking it for like 2, well, not really kicking it. We've been together. It's like, okay.
So they've been on.
If I got a job and I'm not even sure I got the job, I might not have the job.
Yeah, I think it kind of sounds like it's time to sever ties and just work on doing you.
Be fresh.
Ooh, that's a nice way to say break up. We need to sever ties.
We told you Davi was the breakup king.
Yeah, he's the breakup king right there. Breakup king. Breakup radio.
I think this one is going to be for Meredith. They didn't include who they wanted. But Meredith, I think you can speak to this.
Okay.
A guy catered to me for a month. He wooed me perfectly. I developed some serious feelings for him. Then he decided to share his most private secret with me, and it was that he was diagnosed with impotency. Now I'm completely turned off. How do I let him down easy?
Okay, so...
Oh, he's already down.
It's hard to get that back going. Well, that's going to be an issue. So that's going to be very difficult to deal with in the future. And that is something, instead of prolonging the relationship and trying to make it work, if you know it's not going to work, got to cut it off, make it easy. It'll make you feel bad.
There's no way to fix him up?
There's pills. I'm sure there's medicine. But he has to go ahead and do that. You can't. You guys just met.
She's already done with it though. Her question, like, how do I let him down easy? There's no saving this in her mind.
Just be like, it's not you, it's me.
Yeah, you gotta lie.
You have to lie because
to lie.
He's already gonna know. You don't want to just be like, listen, you can't throw down in the bedroom at all. You don't want to break his soul.
Why not though? Why not?
Because she wants to let him down easy.
But I mean, being easy is the easiest thing would be I'm being honest. Just saying, listen, you explained something to me and you were honest with me about your situation, and I need to be honest with you. Sex is a very integral part in relationships, especially in the beginning with me. I'm a hoe.
Oh, man.
I need it.
I need it. Lie to me. Make up something else.
It's such a very sensitive subject to begin with.
He could be scarred for life if she doesn't play this the right way.
Okay.
Just say you met somebody else and that you're falling in love with that
person.
No. Leave that out.
I met somebody else and I'm still echoing.
Honestly, this is the part where I would lie. I would lie. I would say you met somebody else and that, you've had a lot of fun. You appreciate the times you've had, but you're moving on.
Now, your advice that you gave, Davi, came out of the 863. She said, I just called. My phone just died, but I got to hear you guys. Thank you. You confirmed my decision I made earlier today.
Okay. All right, good.
So that's a good look right there. Glad you got to hear that. All right, let's see here. What else we got?
Orlando.
Yo.
My husband cheated a couple years ago. I forgave him. We've been doing better, but I struggle by myself with it. I cry in the car whenever I'm alone. So my question is, how do I move on past this?
Oh, my God.
I mean, honestly, maybe you can't. You can, but maybe it's affected you because that sucks. Somebody broke their trust, that you gave them. So if it's worth it to stay, then you stay. If you can't get past it, then you might need to go. I don't believe in guys. Everybody says second chances are a part of the thing. Not everybody gets a second chance. The lucky people get a second chance. There are a lot of people running the world out there, running around who did one dumb thing and lost their job, lost their life, lost their wife, lost something. So not everybody gets to just re-up and control, alt, delete back into a relationship. If they broke your trust and ended up breaking you some sort of way inside, you might need to just, trade him in for a better model.
Well, your mind and heart can totally disagree here. You want to suffer through everything and you feel like you can mentally, but emotionally, all you can do is think about how much he hurt you.
Yeah, or if you get in a situation where you're closing your eyes and you keep thinking of him with somebody else. Like, there's some very happy, jovial dudes out there at the job site, and you tell him close his eyes and think about his girl with somebody else, and you'll see an evil come over his face.
Right.
Because it ain't comfortable. So
I couldn't get over it.
Some people can't get past that. You have to kind of gauge that on your own. But I would say if somebody broke your trust once, I don't necessarily give it back to them. Not everybody deserves a second chance. So that would be one thing I'd just try and figure out, if he's deserving of this second chance and not out there still doing it. Because you catch somebody doing something, they probably did it before.
Yeah, very true.
All right. So I hope that helps. Let's see here. We got another call.
Yeah.
Yep.
Line 4.
Heather is on the line for Meredith.
Oh.
Heather is on for the Mayor Horn. How you doing, Heather?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Pretty good. She is here to give you some therapeutic help. What you need?
Okay, so from a woman's standpoint, I have 4 weeks left in my pregnancy. This is my first child.
Congrats.
My boyfriend has 2 children from a previous relationship, and we get them, either every other week or on the weekends, and he's a great dad. I love him to death, but he is constantly on his phone.
Oh,
so
girl.
I'm worried when my baby comes,
Oh, yeah.
he's not going to pay that much attention, and he just always kind of, if you say something, it's more defense mode. And it's not really phone, like talking to people. It's more like social media.
Scrolling.
Or playing games.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what to do.
Okay. So I deal with this. I think a lot of people deal with this.
Ladies, listen up. This
Listen up.
might affect your household too.
Listen up. It affects everybody at a certain standpoint. But what I'm going to say is you need to remind him to put down the phone. Social media is an addiction. It can be as addictive as alcohol, as a drug, and you just get swept up into it, into this alter life that means nothing to you. You're about to have a brand new baby in the house, and you're going to need all the help, and you're going to need all the sleep. So if you have to become that nagging person, that nagging significant other, you're going to have to do it. And by the way, that means you setting an example and putting your phone down too, because right now, real life is what's important. What's going on in your house with your family and your kids, not what's going on social media. Nobody cares about this, really. It's what's going on in your daily life.
After I watched The Social Dilemma, which we all watched, I became very conscious of how much and how many times I was looking at my phone.
Yes.
And one thing that I did, which has really helped me, is I put my screen time, like the usage time, right at the front. So every time I open up my phone, it has how long in that day, how many hours, how many minutes I've given to this device. And it just keeps that running total. And I'm almost ashamed of it sometimes.
Heather, have you guys watched The Social Dilemma?
No, we have not. I might have to sit
Do
down
it.
and watch that with
You
him.
have 4 weeks left. Do it.
Now, you know that animosity that people feel when you start bringing up their socials, they get kind of tight and tense. It's like when you come home and you say, hey, honey, we need to talk. And he gets nervous because he's like, oh, hell, what you want to talk about? So what you probably need to do is just, don't even have the argument. Just say, hey, we need to watch this thing that I've been hearing about. Watch it, talk about it afterwards, and then maybe make a suggestion while you're, nesting for getting ready for this life to come into the world. Say, hey, why don't we do something like 3 times a week? Let's set our phones aside for an hour and just cuddle up and, me, you, and the baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just talk with you guys and then make it about the vibrations of your voice.
Yeah.
Him touching your stomach with no electronics around, no TV on. And y'all just vibe
And
out and kind of
talk.
talk about what's going to happen. And do it for like an hour a couple times a week.
Put your phones in a basket in the kitchen. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, or just sit them aside. Like, don't, because he'll get scared if it's out of his eyesight because he really loves it more than you. But no, I'm just.
Well, that's why she's scared.
I'm joking. But that's a suggestion for you guys to play around. But make it about the movie and then get that spark from there.
It's
I think that'll help.
fixable, and remind him. It's not a bad thing to be reminded.
Okay?
Right. Okay, thank you guys so much. I'll definitely try it out.
Yeah,
No
good
problem.
luck.
There we go. We are your therapists.
Yeah.
Loving this thing. We got one more. We got another call.
Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, we'll do
it's
one.
for you, O.
Let's see. Izzy is on the phone. Hey, Izzy, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, Orlando?
Pretty good, man. What's good?
Not much, man. I was driving, dropping off my youngest daughter to school. I heard you guys do this every Thursday. I figured I can call you guys, see if I can get some advice.
Okay. What you got? What's your question?
So I live here in Tampa. I'm a Tampa resident. I got 2 kids that reside in a different state. They live in Ohio. Long story short, I went to visit them last weekend for parenting time. My daughter's 10 years old. She, told me that she's been, being forced to commit, some things that she's not supposed to be doing at 10 years old, overactivity. I reported it to police, took her to the ER. Long story short, at the end of the day, the state of Ohio decided to give the custody back to mom. So I'm just asking, what do you guys recommend as, advice? What can someone do here in Tampa, to be able to I want to get my daughter out that house, but the state in Ohio doesn't really seem to be helping me. They think that there's no immediate danger at home, despite all the, allegations.
Process.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that because, I mean, just as a dad, especially not a dad that ain't on site, that's hard. But do you have, I guess the first thing is, do you have legal representation here in Tampa?
No, not yet. I have legal representation in Ohio because I guess jurisdiction, I have to have one in Ohio.
Right. I would think that, I mean, if they're there, that's even better. But I would start talking to them about the options because wellness checks are a part of this whole parenting. And if you're out of the house, you have to have the ability to make sure to check on that. And if you have to, I mean, you don't want to put your baby mama in a bad situation, but if there is a situation that's detrimental to your child, that's paramount. Like that an Enough movie with J-Lo, and they're like, you have an inherent right, an animal right to protect your child. That goes for you too. So I would get with the lawyer and say, listen, there's something that my daughter told me that's actionable, and we need to have it stopped. I don't even care if the baby's coming with me or staying with there, but this has to stop. And that'll start because the thing is to get your kids safe. Mm-hmm. All right, get her safe first, and then the fallout could be that she might need to be with you instead of them. Yeah. But let the investigation prove that you just merely are a dude trying to protect my child. And if you about that, nobody's ever going to push you away from that. Let that be the headline.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys, picking up. Mainly, I also wanted to get on here, be able to, shine some light because, like you said, wellness checks. I've called for wellness checks. I have court order agreements that says I have to speak to them 4 days a week. Mom doesn't let me speak to them.
Yeah, I mean, then your lawyer can absolutely. I mean, you just got to pay to make sure they go and address that at the court. Right. And then honestly, that the court will, if it's on your co-parenting plan, they have to follow that. And it just, most people don't want to go back into court because that's more billable hours and stuff like that. But again, your thing is to protect that little person that you brought into the world. So
I appreciate it. I think it's something in motion. I placed an emergency motion when it happened, which was last week. They did respond recently, so they scheduled a Zoom meeting in December, which I thought was pretty funny how they decided December will be answered in emergency will be answered in December. But
I know, it's backed up.
It's hard. It's a backed up situation, but I would just stay in contact with your daughter. She's giving you some information while you're doing all this business on the outside. Still keep in contact with her and let her know you are there and present and you're available for her to talk to you about anything. Because if you make it crazy, then she won't be coming to you. And you got till December, another month and a half, to basically wait this out. So be there for her to be that kind of shoulder to lean on.
And let us know. Give us an update.
No problem. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. If you guys don't mind, if anybody would like to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is Lucrative Life.
Ain't nobody following you. All right. Bye, man. All right, there. All right.
Good advice all around.
Whatever. I mean, they ain't following him on Instagram. I mean, if y'all would have followed me, nobody would follow. Are we done?
Yes, I think we're done.
All right.